Tiffany spoke last night.
Yeah.
She was very
She
effective.
did an amazing
Very
job.
different speech from your brother, Donald Trump
Yeah.
Jr. You got a tough act to follow.
Sure.
His speech was very well delivered.
Yeah.
It was a very powerful
Yeah.
address. What are you going to do tonight?
Yeah, listen, I think, very much do the same thing. I mean, I really wrote my speech from the heart. I spent a lot of time on it. I care about the subject matter. I care about him. Certainly something I wasn't going to outsource. I mean, you just can't. It's just too important, to me. And I'm going to speak from the heart tonight. And I think I have an amazing speech, and I think it'll be great. And I focus on the question of why he's doing this. Why the country needs a person like him. And I think I answer that question, very, very well. And I think I kind of give a good inside look into what his life was, what his life is going to be, what are the questions facing the nation, and why this whole mission matters to him. I mean, here's a man who put $50-60 million of his own money. He funded his entire primary race for presidency. I mean, you see how many hours he works a day. You see the scrutiny that he takes from all fronts. And he's really sacrificed a lot to do what he's doing for this nation. It's because he believes in the cause.
So when you see all the criticism that he gets, and you're a son, you love your dad, and you know your dad, but when you see some of the TV commercials, for example, from the Hillary Clinton campaign and others, what goes through your mind, especially the negative accusations?
Yeah, listen, we're all big boys and girls. You have to be. If you're going to step into possibly being a candidate for the President of the United States, you better have thick skin, right? Otherwise, just don't run. I mean, you're going to be out there. You're going to be on the firing line. We're on the firing line because we stand next to him every single day. I mean, that's the nature of the beast. At the same time, when I see a man who has a track record of what he has, right, who's built one of the great real estate empires of the world, has so many of the best assets, and people are taking cheap shots at him. I mean, people who have never done anything in their lives, they've never accomplished anything. They haven't accomplished 1/100th of what he's accomplished in his life. I kind of roll my eyes, and it is disheartening. I mean, a guy like that would be a great leader for this country because he knows how to cut through red tape. He doesn't get bogged down in nonsense. He wouldn't make silly deals for this nation. He can't be bought or sold or bribed. And you look at what's happening in Washington. I mean, you look at the Clinton Foundation, right? I mean, here's somebody who made $141 million between 2007 and 2014, all while being Secretary of State, or the vast majority of that while being Secretary of State. And you're sitting there saying, how can this happen to our nation? I mean, how can that happen? You see people using private email servers for, our national...
Are you going to get into that tonight?
No, not really. I don't think it's my point to get into that in my speech. I touch on charity because charity is something that's immensely personal to my heart, and I have a big charity, and, I do a lot for, the children of St. Jude. I believe in that cause with all of my heart. So I do talk about charity tonight. But you just look at some of the leaders that we have, and you look at some of the decisions, and you look at some of the wars that we've gotten into, and you look at what's happening in Iran and Syria and Libya, and I could go down the list. And you're sitting there saying, what are we doing as a country? All by the way, Wolf, while having an education system that's ranked 30th in the world, as I mentioned before.
Is it true that the children, Ivanka, you, Don, that you guys are increasingly playing a significant role behind the scenes as his senior advisors? And I refer to the issue of Mike Pence being selected as his vice presidential running mate.
Listen, I hate the word advisor. All right, we're his kids, and we're the people he cares about most in the world. And so, do we always have a voice at the table? Yeah, 100%. I speak to the man 5 times a day, and so does Ivanka, and so does Don. And so naturally, we have that back and forth. I'm not a politician. I know very little about politics on a relative basis, right? I mean, there's many better people to advise on certain things, but I certainly think we kind of understand the world. I think we can give him a unique perspective, and I think we can say things to him that other people, wouldn't necessarily say, because of kind of the
Are the
the
three of
comfort
you on
that
the
family
same
has.
page usually, or is there disagreement?
I think the 4 of us are usually on the same page. I mean,
I'm talking about you and your brother and sister.
yeah, no, we are, and I think he is as well. I mean, I think we see things the same way, and I think we react to things for the most part the same way. And yeah, Ivanka, Don, and I mean, Don's one of my best friends in the world. Ivanka, I am so immensely close with her. I mean, we have an amazing, amazing family.